And welcome back to the Real Estate Report. Joining us next is a social media sensation who has earned himself the nickname, the TikTok Lawyer. Joining us from Dubai is Mr. Arash Azad. Arash, welcome to the Real Estate Report. Now, Arash, we're here today to talk about all things that real estate investors, especially off-plan real estate investors, should be aware of when it comes to investing in Dubai's off-plan real estate market. Starting with, a few investors have expressed concerns of not receiving the same exact type of property that has been advertised a few years prior to purchasing it. What sort of laws or regulations are in place to protect specifically the off-plan real estate investors who purchase in advance?
All right, thank you so much for having me on, first of all. The idea here is that we should always expect some sort of discrepancy, which up to a certain level is permitted by the law, which is 5%. Anything above that, the buyer will have the chance to ask for compensation for those discrepancies.
Is it secure enough in today's market to purchase off-plan real estate? And would you as a lawyer feel comfortable enough to purchase off-plan real estate in Dubai's market compared to secondary?
I would say pretty safe, but again, we have to always be realistic. You see, there is a difference between buying an off-plan property and a ready property. However, don't forget, the reason that people will be motivated to buy an off-plan property is that an off-plan property, it's most of the time it's cheaper than a ready property. An off-plan property has a more flexible payment plan. And nowadays we have post-handover payment plan, meaning that you haven't paid the full price of the house and you are living in it or you are renting it. So you are already generating ROI on a property that you haven't fully paid, you see?
Right.
So these are the benefits of an off-plan property. It comes at a price. There is a certain risk involved always.
What are the latest in terms of rules and regulations that have been put into place by the Dubai Land Department to protect these investments?
Every single project that they will put it out there for off-plan sales, the project will be approved by Dubai Land Department. When the government approves and confirms the project, then they'll get that project registered with them, and you can see on their website that, okay, this project particularly is approved by the government. So that's number one. Number two, the developer themselves. These developers now, they have to be competent enough, experienced enough, having all their bases covered and have all the necessary documents and guarantees for them to be confirmed and authorized by the UAE government, by Dubai's government, to sell off-plan properties. So that's number two. Number three is that not only they have the project and the developers need to be approved, they have to make sure that the land that they will build on fully is paid. If they are not fully paid, they can't start an off-plan project. Still, they need to introduce an escrow account for the investors. The investors will pay into that account, and then this fund will not be used by the developers under no circumstances directly, unless they provide enough proof and evidence that they have reached to a certain level of construction, and then the government will authorize them to take that percentage related to that stage. It will be released into the developer's account. So people can be rest assured that the money that they are paying, whether it's much or no, that money will only be utilized if the developer has actually reached to a certain level at the construction stage.
And finally, what are your top 3 tips for anybody considering investing in the off-plan real estate market in Dubai?
Number one, they have to make sure that the agreement that they are signing is already vetted and they are fully aware of their liabilities. It's important for them to know what is coming up. Even if they cannot change the agreement, at least they need to be prepared for it. Okay, so it's important to read and understand the terms of their agreement. Number two, they have to buy from reputable developers, not just any developers, although they are all approved, but they will increase the chances of endangering their investment by working with smaller developers. So better to work with more reputable developers. And number three, I would say, make sure of your financial aspect of the investment. Meaning, if you're a cash buyer, you have no issues. But if you're a mortgage buyer, you need to make sure that you have your pre-approval, your bank is okay to deal with this developer, everything is in place, then only sign an agreement with the developer.
All right, that was internet sensation, the TikTok lawyer, Mr. Arash Azad, joining us from Dubai. We look forward to having you once again on the show.